What up, ladies and germs? It's your boy Tone 202. And you know what? Let's get some music first, see what we got. The WMBA. Okay, so I heard a host on one of these sports shows, some guy used to play basketball, asked a WNBA player, said, what if they lowered the rim from 10 to 9.5 so women can dunk? Would it make it better for the WNBA? And of course, the woman who he was talking to scoffed at him with some kind of weird answer. But he was thinking on terms of, how can we make the WNBA more attractive? So I don't know if any of you have ever watched the WNBA, but I tried to. I tried to support the WNBA with my views. And I watched the championship game. Like, I watched the pinnacle. Like, this is the big game. And I could not digest. I couldn't digest it. I couldn't take it. I'm not a huge basketball fan anyway, but watching the WNBA, like, I would rather watch high school boys basketball. I would. I just would. It hurt. It hurt to watch the WNBA. It did. It just hurts. I'm sorry. It just hurts. Because, look, I can't play basketball. I suck at it. And you women are probably better than me. Maybe. I don't know. Some of y'all are some damn good-looking women. I'll give you that. But it just hurt because it just seemed like it was... Okay, so I come from organized basketball, where you come down the court and the point guard puts up a number and you run that play. That's where I come from. So there's one reason why I don't watch the NBA either, because too much showboating. And look, our best team in the Olympics, when Michael Jordan was playing, went to one of these foreign countries and got their behind kicked because they were all great by themselves, but together they sucked. And a team, of some foreigners just whooped the best players making all this money. They beat the heck out of Michael Jordan and them. They sent them home with their tail between their legs. Like, you guys are making all this money for what? Well, because they know how to put on a show. The NBA is all about putting on a show. It's not really about organized basketball. The WNBA is even worse. The WNBA is so bad. And listen, I would rather see those people in the W. Like, I would rather see them play like a 3-on-3. I would rather see that. But to amp it up like it's even close to being like the NBA, I'm sorry, it's not. And I tried to watch it. I tried to. This was years ago. I just couldn't take it. Yeah. I couldn't take it, Mad Cat. I tried to. And here's another thing. The women, listen, okay, so the WNBA is upset because they're getting paid $40, $50 a year, some of them $100,000. The highest player is getting paid $200,000, and she has an OnlyFans page. So all these women got extra jobs. They're playing over here, then they're playing in China. Then look, the NBA is doing that too. Those guys go play in the G League, the D League, the whatever league. They go overseas and play. Look, they do all that. Okay, but the women are saying we want more money. Well, the NBA actually pays the WNBA. So without no NBA, there would be no WNBA. And they want to get paid more, but they're not bringing in the people. And they're not bringing in the people is because the people, they really don't care how good you are at playing. They want to see a show. And when you look at the WNBA, you might have one or two players on there that make you go, okay. But that's throughout the whole league. Everybody else, no. You got maybe one or two people who can dunk. Everybody else, and it hurts to watch because you want there to be some type of, come down, set it up, three, bang, boom, 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 bang, swag. I would be down for that. Like, I know a girl who plays basketball, and I went to one of her games. She was dynamite. She was knocking down threes left and right. I was like, yeah, absolutely. I need to see them be more organized. And I need for the WNBA to cut out all the hatred. Stop complaining. You're getting paid to play a game. If they listen, I would just say it. If it was more exciting, if it was, I've seen WNBA video. They're not good. If it was more exciting, look. This is how bad it is. This is how bad. This is terrible. There is a lingerie league of females playing football. Do you know why there's a lingerie league and there's not a regular NFL league of women playing football? Do you know why? Because men love things that jiggle on women. They don't care how hard those women can hit. Yeah, it's a lingerie league. Go look it up. And it is thriving. It's thriving. They're packing those stadiums, and those girls don't get paid bupkis. They go out there with a string up their derriere and a brassiere on and get out there and hit. Those soccer moms and teachers, they're fast as heck. They can catch. I mean, they're hitting each other like, what's good? They're teabagging each other. I mean, it is some skill. But guys want to see some booty. If I'm gonna watch some women, you're like, damn, this is a shame. No, they figured it out. They were like, we're not just gonna have you out here just, looking like us. We don't care. You put this on, the skimpy outfit on, and you get out there and you play. If you don't want to do it, don't show up. We don't care. If you want to do it, boom, make it happen. That's it, and that's all. But I'm sure they are not good. No, they're actually decent. I mean, they're not Ocho Seco. They're not going to ever be Megatron or any of those. Those girls can play. Like I don't watch a full game, but I can digest the videos. Yeah. Those girls can hit, and they take it seriously, and they have on less padding. They got the helmet and the shoulders, and maybe some knee pad. Those girls can hit. I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? And they be sexy. I'm like, yeesh. So, as far as the WNBA, I'm just sorry. I'm just sorry, WNBA. You're just, I don't know. I think they should lower the rim, make the game more exciting. I don't think you should run around in your brassieres because I just don't. But I do think that it'd be worth watching if we could see somebody slam on somebody and hang over the rim on it. Like, I mean, that's the thing about the WNBA. We don't really get to see you. We don't get to see the women take it to a woman. We don't get to see them come down. Like the aggression isn't there for the men. We need that. That's what we live off of. Not only that, your female counterparts aren't watching you either. The women aren't watching you. There's more women on the planet than there are men. Women aren't watching it either. Anyways, I'm just saying it's because the NBA is meant for men. Men just have the magic and draw. Yes, they do. It's something about men in sports that people, the passion. It's the gladiator realm. That's what it is. It's epic. The boxing, UFC, and let me say this: women's tennis, okay. Women's UFC, oh yeah, Ronda Rousey was making that money till she got beat by the preacher's daughter, and then she came back and got beat by that boxing chick. Then that boxing chick just got beat. Listen, y'all got some real killers in the ring when it comes to that MMA stuff. Oh my God, yeah. I love women's MMA. Well, I don't love it, but I like it. But you know what I do love? Women's track and field. Women's track and field, and I'm talking about from little girls 5 years old on up to the big leagues. I love watching track and field on both men and women. I love it. I'm a track and field guy. I love to see the kids get out there and the parents screaming for them and the kids just running like there's no, I love that stuff. I love it when a kid runs so hard that they cross the damn line and fall over because I did that, and that meant you gave it everything you had. I love the epicness of track and field. And it's just you, baby. It's just you. Oh yeah. Women in UFC, yeah, it's something great. Yeah, there's passion here. Women's track and field is my stuff. I love track and field. And now that Abby Steiner is running the 200 like a doggone black person, Abby Steiner is a black woman with makeup on. That she's the fastest collegiate runner in the 200. She ain't bad in the 60 either. She ain't too bad in the 100 either. I think she won the collegiate in the, no, I think she came in second or something like that. But she's the fastest in the 200 in like ever. She beat Marion Audie's time. She ran an indoor 22:09, killed everything. Then ran an outdoor 21:77. First she ran a 21:80, then she ran a 21:77, and she beat that Nigerian chick out of LSU, who we thought was gonna beat her. Oh no, Abby Steiner showed up for the outdoor because she was kicking everybody's behind indoor. But then when she ran up against Ophelia outdoor, Ophelia was beating her. Oh no, Ophelia hasn't beat her since. But I believe men are the Michael Jordan of sports and everything, and women are. When it comes to basketball, ladies, I just can't help but to be disappointed. And and I'm just saying, Like if I was a basketball coach, a female's basketball coach, oh my God, like I know they do strength training and running and all that stuff. But for me, it's the coordination. It just seems like women are just not coordinated. That's what it looks like to me. The coordination looks off at high speed. And I know those girls can play better than me, but I'm not a basketball player. But it just looks really off when it comes to high speed. And it's just a bunch of flopping around and tossing the ball and trying to make it look exciting when it's not. Me, I would be full court press, and then I would also be the person to slow the ball down. Like you don't have to get the ball and somebody fast breaks and you're launching it and then it's going out of bounds and you look goofy. No, screw all that. Take your time. Come down, set it up nice, run a two, boom, boom, break to the middle, post up, bang, somebody break to the outside, drain the three. That's where I come from. That's what I do if I was a coach, but I'm not a coach. I'm not saying that I would coach better. I'm just saying that's how I would coach. I would speed it up and slow it down. I would control the game. That's how we played when I grew up. We controlled the game. That was the name of the game. You had people who were fast. You had people who weren't fast. You had to learn how to slow it down, speed it up, and that's not what I see. I just see a bunch of running and gunning and trying to make it exciting as the NBA. You're not going to be the NBA. That's the thing. The WMBA doesn't have a niche. The WNBA is trying so hard to be like the NBA that they're losing what they actually are. You're women. Be women. Yeah, they're not organized. It looks lazy when women play. It's annoying. I don't know why they don't have the passion. Because they want to be what they're not. They want this, like they want to be, it's like they look at the NBA and they look how those guys play at the speed and the range that they play. For one, Steph Curry is the highest paid player in the NBA. You know why? Because he can drain the three from all the way on the other side of the divided line. He can do so can a bunch of other players like Clay and LeBron James and Butler and all this. Those guys can shoot from a long distance and knock it down. Do you know how hard that is? And do it constantly. Larry Bird would shoot. Larry Bird would tell the best players, I'm about to score on you. In the most important games, it would go out and bam, bam, bam. Do it. Shoot them. That skill is not in the WNBA. It's not. It's just not. So women are trying to compete, and they should not compete with the NBA. But that's what they're trying to do, and they look completely silly. They look silly. You can't, listen, women, the majority, you can't dunk. So you're not going to do, something like Clyde the Glide Drexler. They call him Clyde the Glide for a reason. You're not going to jump from the key and Michael Jordan and from the foul line. You're not dunking nothing. Do you know how hard it is to to jump that high? And then come down and jump from the damn top of the foul line and one hand and sail through the air. Whack. No. You ladies aren't doing that. We pay for that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even watch basketball, but I understand that. Come down, hit from the outside, wham, Clay for three, bang. There it is, the best backcourt shooting team ever. Golden State, I mean, come on. They can't do a Michael Jordan flying dunk. It's not just, it's hard. Yeah, it's just, you're not going to do it. So what the ladies should do, they should really concentrate, because I've seen some ladies drain some threes, but they should concentrate on that. Like they should They should have a whole lady game going. They should have a niche about them that makes people want to watch. Like, boom, did you see the female come down, boom, spin around, and bang, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Allen Iverson used to break people's ankles. And when Allen Iverson would line up against Michael Jordan, people would stand up. They were like, yeah, what's going on, man? How you doing? Like, they were like, yes, let's see it. AI against Michael Jordan. People love that stuff. Like they said, I can't listen. Even the best player in the WMBA, you like who else is there that makes you go, I'm excited to see this person play? Yeah. So listen, I'm just. They need to do something. Like, I think there's something there that can grab a crowd's attention, but I think that they need help with it. Because I don't think that the women are talentless. I don't believe that. I just believe that if you're trying to follow in somebody else's shoes, you're making a big mistake. You need your own lane. And that, like I said, you got women's track and field. Women's track and field right now is hotter than men's track and field. It's hotter than men's track and field. And you know this because Sha'Carri Richardson, and you can say what you want about her losing to the Jamaicans in the first round. She came in second after she raced them again, by the way. To let people know that, because they're like, oh, she sucks now because she didn't make it to whatever. I'm just like, Sha'Carri Richardson ran a 10.85 this year in the rain. Like, watch your mouth. Okay? Just to put that in, let's just put that time in perspective. Dina Asher Smith raced in the championship games this year, in the World Championship games, right? She came in fourth place. She ran a 10.85, and she broke down crying. She cried. She said, I ran a 10.85, and I got fourth place. She couldn't believe it. That's how fast them Jamaicans are running. You got a 35-year-old mother, barely even 5 feet, been running for almost 20 years. She's running 10.67s. What? You got Sharika Jackson, who ran the 200 in 21.55. Okay? And for the last 8 years, they had the Olympic gold medalists in the 100 and the 200. Like, the Jamaicans are, for real, they're hard to beat. And then you guys clown Sha'Carri Richardson because she came in last. I'm like, let's put this into perspective as well. For one, Sha'Carri Richardson, she's fresh out of college. For two, the time that she ran in that race, even though it was nationally televised, she ran an 11.1. That's not slow. That's not slow. Like, that's still fast. And she came in last. I just let you know that, and not to mention, all the Jamaicans were there. They're the ones who won the Olympics 1, 2, and 3. Javian Oliver was there. Daniels was there. I mean, come on, all these women are fast. So, like, it just blows my mind how people got on Sha'Carri Richardson, but Sha'Carri Richardson brings so much attention to the game. Read your comments. We're not meant to be, but I have a saying, and it is this case for women, they have a lot of heart, just not knowing that they have. I can't say that they don't have a lot of talent. I can say that they're using their talent the wrong. Whenever I watch the WNBA, which is only in like reviews, I never watch a game. It just, I always think there's something there, they're just not using it. But women do have their moments. I have to agree. Yeah, in certain sports, but not in the WNBA. They need to lower the rim. And because, like I said, basketball is dominated by the men. If you do something different, like lingerie football, gets a crowd. They're out there with ass everywhere, but they did something different and they get a crowd. You're the NBA. And there's a lot of things that's going on there. For one, you have a lot of very masculine women there too. That's another thing. You're not a man. And this is what turns men off, truthfully, and women. Because look, the women who watch the NBA, the women who watch the NBA want to see masculine men do their thing. It attracts, listen, ever since the Lakers, it attracts millions and millions and millions of women, and they're beautiful women. There's a whole system around basketball. It's ridiculous. There's a whole system around, whole bunch of pretty women. You're not having a bunch of pretty women flocking to see a bunch of, let's just face it, a bunch of average looking women play ball. They're just not. They're just not. It's just not exciting. There's nothing there for them. What you're doing, you might have the LGBTQ checking you out. Yeah, I mean, some of them are pretty, but very few of them are pretty. And I seen long time ago, I remember I met the girls who played basketball for Ohio State. They were all taller than me. They were some good-looking women. But for some reason, in the WMBA, there's just not a lot of beauties. There's a few of them, but there's not a lot. And that cuts down a lot of attraction for us. I'm not, listen, you sleep with who you want to sleep with. That's your business. But it changes you. That spirit that's in you tells the people who are opposed to that not to watch it. That's really what it is. That's another thing. And what it is, it's like, I don't want to see a bunch of women who sleep with women and then they're not beautiful women do anything. I'm not attracted to this. And it's a shame, but it's true. Yeah, it puts people off. It's like, I don't subscribe to this. But listen, but when women watch the NBA, they want to see a man who's 7 foot. They want to see a man who's 6'9", 6'6". They want to see this. Why? Because they're attracted to it. Turn the song on. Women are attracted to it. They're attracted to all those guys. Those good-looking guys. They're attracted to them. There's a whole game there. Thank you. So, but when men come to the WNBA, we're thinking, okay, women. And then when we look at them, we're like, you got shorts on like a man. You got a shirt on like a man. Okay. A lot of you are average at best looking women. Okay. I guess we're not here for the looks. Then the skill level just isn't. You're not doing anything that's physically exciting. So when you cut out your femininity, you're like, why should the fact that I have TNA be a factor because that's what you have. That's your weapon. That's what we don't have. That's why we like you. It's because you have protrusions. We like protrusions. We're built like that. And when we look at a woman, this is what we're looking for. We want something to be shapely. This is why track and field is attractive. There are beautiful women running up and down the track. Have you seen Abby Steiner's body? Sha'Carri Richardson, Kayla White, Tatiana Daniels. Just look at some of these females. In the NBA, what about the NBA? In the WMBA? No, those are all women who run track and field. Some of those women are gorgeous. Javian Oliver, she's gorgeous. She's probably one of the prettiest ones out there. I mean, there's some just gorgeous women, and they're all over the world looking like that. Yeah, I'm just saying the WNBA just doesn't have a lot of lookers. They have a few of them, but not a lot of lookers. And then there's nothing that we really see. When a man looks at the WNBA, it's like, what am I looking for? Skill level? Nope, that's not there. Femininity? Nope, that's not there. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. Then it's got a whole homosexuality spirit over it. The coaches, the players, they're dating each other. Some of them are married to the same sex. I'm not interested in that. Listen, even though you heard rumors about, players being gay, what happened to that one player that got to the NFL? What happened to him? He didn't last long. He got in there. He was on the practice squad. He got out of there. Why? Because most men don't really want to see that. We don't. We know it happens. We know that there are some men who are attracted to men. But listen, the ones who are, don't talk about it. We know it goes on, but it's not widespread and all open like that. It's not in your face. No, it's a man's game. They attract women. Women probably are most of the damn ticket sales for football and basketball. It attracts beautiful women. We have cheerleaders, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, the greatest, come on. No, it's a whole masculine, feminine mix that works, and it's been working for years. This is the problem with the WNBA. It is an outlier. I think listen, I don't think it should end. But unless they do something different, okay, listen, this is the thing. The most famous player in the WNBA is Elizabeth Cambridge. And she has an OnlyFans page, so you can look at that great body if you want. She's a good-looking, feminine woman. Listen, all the guys are like, yes, I would do it. Because she's a good-looking, feminine woman. She's also the highest paid. Doesn't that tell you something? If you had more good-looking women playing in the WNBA, then you would attract more men. You attract more men, you attract more money. You attract more money, you attract more women. That's how it works. You start attracting good-looking women. And they're not there to cheer you on. They're there because you're attracting more men, more heterosexual men. The more heterosexual men that starts filling those seats, the more feminine women are going to come in after them. That's how it goes. Yeah. It is hard to find them. It is hard to find. That's the thing. Because you know why? Because it's stigmatized. It's stigmatized. See, the WNBA is being hurt even before they get to the league. I'm going to tell you what happens. You have cute girls that play in middle school. You have cute girls that play basketball in high school. When they get to colleges where everything changes. College is a huge gatekeeper for the rest of your life. It changes you in some kind of way. So when those coaches pick out who they want for their favorites, they're picking out women who they're attracted to. And that's what I believe. That's what I believe. Those female coaches are picking girls that they're attracted to. And somebody can say I'm wrong if you want to. I don't care. Because why do all of the women in the WNBA have that look about them? They don't have that look that they're pretty, that they care about makeup, even though I don't really care about makeup. But they don't have that look. There's a lot of them that don't have that look like they really care about catching a man. They don't. They have that look like, I don't care. I can walk around funky all day, in my sweats. Nobody cares. That's the look to me. That when I look at the WNBA, that I don't look at any of those women, except a few of them, a small few, but the majority of them, I don't look at and go, "Oh yeah, she's married." I don't. When you look at the NBA, you know who's married, and when you look at their wife, they are trophy wives. When you look at the WNBA, do you see a bunch of handsome men who are married to them? No, you don't. You don't see a bunch of handsome Chads saying, "That's my girl. That's my wife right there, down there balling." You don't see that. I could be wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. But I don't think you see that. You don't see that. Because they're dating women. Or they're going both ways. It's just like, nah, y'all messing everything up. Put more feminine women out there, good-looking women, like Cambridge, who men are attracted to, and the WNBA will change. You'll start getting more money. Instead of losing money each year, you're losing money each year. Get good-looking women who know how to play. It's all messed up. It's all jacked up because it's unnatural is what it is. WNBA is unnatural. And they're like, "No, I'm just playing basketball." No, that's not what you're doing. You're trying to encroach upon a system that has been solidified by men. And it's a working system that creates billions of dollars, and it feeds a society. It feeds a society. Billions and billions of dollars this creates. From the ad revenues to the popcorn being sold, it employs millions of people. In some kind of way, somebody's doing something to get the dollar out of what's being generated. Even if they're outside in a parking lot selling T-shirts, I've seen that too. Hustling because the people are coming there and they're not coming there broke. And there are millionaire stars who are sitting, next to the floor just to say, "Hey, I sat, ringside." Drake and all them goofies. That's for a reason because it's generating millions and millions of dollars, millions of jobs. The WNBA is doing the opposite of that. And that's because it's unnatural. If it was a bunch of pretty women, it'd be different. And I'm talking about a bunch of pretty women that can play. And it could be a bunch of pretty women who, like I said, got boyfriends, got husbands. No, it's a bunch of average looking women who have wives. And the majority of the people are not subscribing to this. They're not interested. They may be like, yeah, LGBTQ, okay, whatever. But I'm not really gonna watch. I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying for you to be married to a woman and then be haphazard when it comes to the skills of playing. You're just not that good. And even the women's soccer team, the professional soccer team, was talking the same old jazz. And one of them, ran their mouth a little too much, talking about, you guys are always complaining about us, yada, yada, yada. Come on out and challenge us. Well, a middle school boys team took them up on their challenge. And it was only just a few of them. It wasn't even a full team. It went out there and beat the pants off of the women's, top soccer team. Beat the stew out of them and shut them out. They didn't even score a point. 15-year-old boys ran circles around these women, grown women, and shut them out 7-0. Bang! It was over with. You ain't heard nothing from them since. Yeah, you ain't heard nothing from them. Stop talking. You're not a man. You don't have our speed. You don't have our strength. You're not, when all things are equal. You don't. You don't. You don't have our reflexes. You're not a man. Stay in your lane. And that's what I see in the WNBA. The WNBA, they have a lane. It's women's basketball. So when I think of a woman, I think of a half-decent looking woman who has skills. And she's, I want to see the skills, but I want her to be a woman. And people probably thinking, well, what does your sexual orientation have to do with it? A whole hell of a lot. Because if LeBron James was a homosexual, he would not bring in as much revenue. He is King James since he entered into the game. He was rich before he actually stepped foot onto a professional court. He came from high school. He was getting money in high school. He started off broke, poor. But when they knew he was going to go to the NBA, they was like, don't even go to college. This dude was riding around in a brand new truck in high school. How many seasons has LeBron James been out of the game? How many major injuries has he had? He's a freak of nature. He's had one groin injury that I know of. I mean, this guy is 6'9". He's strong as an ox. He's notorious for running people over. I mean, come on. No, we just don't have that type of mix that is in the WNBA. You got somebody who's 7 foot. Okay, fine. And, she can hoop, but you don't have a Zion Williams in the WNBA. You don't have somebody we're looking at and going, I wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to be the second coming of Shaquille O'Neal? Because Shaquille O'Neal came in and was beating people down, beating them down. It's just something about a homosexual man that just has something more than a woman or a gay person. Just something more. It's something that really connects to the public deep, or a heterosexual man. Yeah, yeah, it's heterosexual because there's a hierarchy in this world. Yeah, all over the place. In the office, in professionalism, there's a hierarchy in this world. There's men, women. It's like that on purpose. And it works. It works. And when you try to disrupt that, people just don't go with the flow and say, you know what? We're with you. We're on board. No, you're fooling yourself. This is why the WMBA is not really where it's supposed to be. This is why the women's track and field has a strong draw to it now. This is why some other women's sports have a strong draw to it because they're women. Venus and Serena Williams. One of them's married to a man. She has a child. They're not running around here kissing other women. They're women. They're feminine women. And they're the best there's ever been. So they bring attention to men and women collectively who want to watch them succeed. They want to watch them fail. They want to watch them get back up and, go at it again. Major attraction for years. Major attraction. Well, of course, there was Billie Jean King. But the majority of those women out there playing, Sharapova, beautiful looking woman. I don't watch tennis. But I enjoy the skill of it. To be able to hit that ball and bam, run and crack in the backhand. Oh, I love the science of it. I don't watch it though. But when I see a man out there, Federer, one of those guys, I don't go, well, this is this guy is, his sexual orientation is a big deal here. Arthur Ashe, Arthur Ashe died of AIDS. People are like, was he gay? No, he died from a blood transfusion. Like in boxing, Mayweather would not be Mayweather if he wasn't. Yeah, if he wasn't heterosexual, Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a hierarchy to things. And Mike Tyson too. This is true. There's a hierarchy to things. These are men's. Mike Tyson was married to one of the most beautiful women in the world, Robin Givens. It was a mistake, but it was still Robin freaking Givens. It's like, yeah, Mike, get that. You made $400 million. Go ahead and knock down the best looking woman on the planet. That's what it is for us. You get out there, you work at something, you become the best there is in what you do. You get yourself a beautiful woman, and she's gonna bring you hell, but nonetheless, if to us, you're that guy. She walked down the aisle with you. All those other problems, it is what it is, but damn, bro, we can't get her. She ain't gonna pay us no mind. We're not Brad Pitt or Eddie Murphy. We don't look, we're average, we're just regular. We don't look that good. We don't have millions of dollars. We can't give away a Ferrari like you did. We don't have tigers like you did. We don't have that. We don't have that. Sorry, Mike, we don't have that. That's what the WNBA is missing. It's an outlier. Like I said, it's out of pocket. You look at the women and you're going, there's maybe out of one team, there might be five of you that is might have some sex appeal, maybe. The rest of you look plain Jane. You don't look, you're not sexually appetizing to the heterosexual man. And then a lot of you are dating other women, so that just counts us out. Like, we can't roll up on none of you and be like, yo, can we take you out? You're like, nah. And then if you compliment one of them, I mean, listen, there have been some NBA players who've been complimenting some of them players and they go and bite their heads off. So it's just like, damn, I can't. So there's nothing feminine over there for a man to even. So I'm not supporting you. I'm not supporting you. All of your coaches look the same. Why do all of your coaches, look like they're married to women? Why is there not one banging ass coach just banging? Yet they all look the same. They're like, man, I'm not supporting that. I'm not doing it. Just to support women. No, there's more women on the planet than there are men. Let them go ahead and support it. I'm not doing it. I'm not watching it. Not unless you get some, I don't know, some skill somewhere, some better skill, a better way to play the game. Like, I would love to see them, I don't know, if they think they deserve more money, then just imagine them playing against a college basketball team. They'll get wiped out. Just imagine Syracuse playing against the Chicago Sky. It would be a bloodbath. They would wipe the floor. You would have to go to high school. You would have to get a Division III high school team, some parochial school, and let them boys run. And you know what? They'll still get beat. They'll still get beat because a high school boy, just think about this. This is how you know they'll get beat. A high school boy, let's just say 10th grade, a 10th grade boy, athlete, when it comes to running, so, you're running up and down the court. When it comes to running, a 10th grade boy, athlete, his average, if he's running a 100-yard dash, his average is probably going to be around 11, 11.2, 11.3. The boys who are really fast are going to run into the 10.4s and 10.5s. But the average is going to be around 11.2, 11.3 seconds. But just imagine that. And then you have the average WMBA player. She's not going to come anywhere close to that. Just speed-wise, just reflex-wise, a high school boy will get down the court way faster than a grown woman. The fastest woman today living runs the 100 yards in 10.56. That's the time she just ran, 10.56. The fastest woman to ever run the 100 ran a 10.47. That was FloJo. It's the fastest woman to ever run. The fastest man to ever run, Usain Bolt, ran a 9.58. And he was 2 meters clear of everyone else. And the person who ran right behind him ran a 9.71. It was the fastest time ever ran on American soil. That was Tyson Gay, and he was also is tied to being the second fastest man ever. His fastest time is 9.69, and it's tied with Johan Blake, 9.69. Those are the two. They have they're the two fastest, second fastest men on the planet. But that 9.71 was so far behind that 9.58 that Usain Bolt could have slowed down and still beat him. Now imagine that time, 9.58 to a 10.56. Usain Bolt can jog a 10-second flat. And if you don't believe me, you can see him do it. When you look at the Olympic trials and when they're running through the whole just to get, he'll jog it. It'll be 10 flat. This lets you know the extreme between men and women. There's such an extreme between them at the top of their game. We're not talking about somebody who's an athlete, somebody who's not. So if you compare a high school team to even a professional women's basketball team, even still then, the high school boys are gonna do the same thing the soccer boys did. The reason why those females couldn't keep up with those soccer kids 15 years old is simply because of their speed. Their ability to go from one to top speed is so dramatically faster than a woman's ability to go from 0 to top speed. And then their top speed is too slow. So even in basketball, 0 to top speed to get down the court, they'll never be able to keep up with a boy. And this is a boy. So the WMBA is going to have to change something. And one of the things they're going to have to do is, even though they're going to hate it, because it's really a push for the LGBTQ community. It really is. But what they're really going to have to do is they're going to have to become more feminine. They're going to have to use the one thing of what they are. They're feminine. You're ladies. Be ladies. Yeah, it's a big difference between women and men. I wanted to ask you a question. Okay, a bit off of what we're talking about. All right. Do you think that there will be a new Michael Jackson or Elvis type of person? Well, the answer to that is absolutely. Even though some people try to say, hey, I'm the new, and I'm the new this. You got The Weeknd coming out trying to, do some of that, but you're not even close. Then you have Usher thinking the mantle was passed to him, but Usher, you're not even. I mean, you're nowhere near it. Even though you've been putting out good music since you were a child, but you're not Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was, Michael Jackson was famous ever since he was 9. He never really had a childhood. I mean, when he was coming out singing, When I Had You, I Treated You Bad, he was singing lead on that at 9. He was singing, Ben, the two of us may look no more. We both found we've been looking for at 9. Doing the robot dancing. He was ridiculous. So his childhood was just an adulthood. And everybody couldn't wait for him to grow up. So in order to really answer that question, you would have to look for somebody who has that much star power. Elvis can't even touch Michael Jackson. But Elvis, it seemed like Elvis revolutionized whatever Elvis was doing. But if you listen to Ray Charles in one of his interviews, he hated Elvis because Elvis Presley would pirate his style from what blacks were doing. And there is a guy who was like, "Yeah, I'm the one that gave Elvis his style." And then, there was an interview they did with them, and he went out and sang, and he sounded just like Elvis Presley. And he was like, "I'm the one who gave him the style." Elvis Presley, "You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog." That song was already written and being sang in the blues, juke joints by a big old fat woman. Well, he heard it and he took it, and that was that. And then they didn't want to give them their copyrights. Elvis was also racist. He said, "The only thing a black man can do for me is tie my shoes." So there's a lot of dislike for Elvis when it comes to the black community because he was a fraud. Everything he did was fraudulent. It was all hijacked and stolen. Michael Jackson was the opposite of that. There was nobody coming out doing Thriller. Nobody. Nobody was talking about Billie Jean. I mean, no, there's songs that people haven't even heard. They're just now coming out of what Michael did. They're just like, we didn't even know he did this. He's just ridiculous, the things he can do. But do I think there'll be somebody like him? That'll be tough. That, as they say, is a hard act to follow. It's going to be one of the hardest. Matter of fact, it is the hardest. I don't know anybody musically. R. Kelly wrote a lot of songs, but he wasn't no Michael Jackson. He couldn't perform like Michael Jackson, but he wrote more songs than Michael. He wrote a lot of songs. He's good, but when it comes to performance and star power, R. Kelly can't hold a candle to Michael's money. We may see it, but it's probably not going to be in my lifetime. Are you a African American man or a Caucasian man or a woman? I think you're a man. Definitely a man. Man, cat. Are you a black man? No, you actually probably a white guy. I'm gonna say you're a white man. Cuban Mexican. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I wouldn't expected that. Yeah. Cuban Mexican man, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Cuban Mexican. Who you guys got? You guys love Michael Jackson. See, I don't know any like singers. Okay, there it is. Like I don't know. Oh, that makes you black, by the way. But I don't know like any Cuban singers or I'm not versed in Mexican singers that are a lot of them. Well, the Cuban part. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just now figuring out the words to La Bamba. I always thought it was la 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 bamba, but it was fa la la something. He's actually saying words. We just used to go la 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 la. Oh, I've been messing that up for years. Then some TikToker came out and said, no, this is what he's actually saying. I was like, what? Oh, I messed that all up. But I'm still sticking with what I know. La 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 bamba. Messed that all up. Boy, I try to tell you. But it was a jam. But I think if there was a new Michael Jackson, it would have to be another black person. Probably. But music has changed so much. It would probably be somebody in the rap world. There's been a couple guys who've been really big in the rap world. Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. They made a lot of money. A lot of money. But yeah, it'd probably be a rapper. But man, it's still gonna be hard. But yeah, rap music right now is the number one music in the world. Worldwide. Number one, us. So, nobody can touch us when it comes to music. Not when it comes to rap. And there are a lot of people out there rapping now in every language. And it's hitting. I mean, them boys from the UK are playing around. Who, Jay-Z? He put out, I mean, he's pretty much done with music, though. Yeah, he's pretty much done with music. I mean, you got people in India who are rapping in their language, in some type of Hindu or whatever language, and it's digestible to us. And we're just like, we don't know what you're talking about. Like the one song came out and we were listening to it, and it was something that Missy Elliott mixed, and then somebody said, whatever she said, I meant that, but they got that song from India. Also, Jay-Z had a song out years ago that had a little something in it, and it was a song that was also made in India, and he got sued for it. Dun, 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 boom, 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 boom. Big pimpin', that dun, 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 dun. They sampled that. It was a song that came out of India. And even now they got a song that everybody was, rocking on TikTok. And I was listening to it. I'm like, that song is hard. And then one girl from India, she says, I want you guys to know that this song is about a cat. It was about a cat falling in love with another cat. She says, sorry, you guys, you're jamming to a song about a cat. We're like, so what? We like that song about the cat. We're like, you must forget who you're talking to. We're hip hop over here. We make songs about anything. Dogs, cats, roaches. You need to listen to Slick Rick if you don't believe that. We make songs about anything. Living in the ghetto, anything goes. Anything. So you got a song about a cat, and if it's rocking, we're rocking with the cat. That's what hip hop is. That's what we do. We make something out of nothing. That's what you do. That's how you eat. You got nothing, we got to make something out of nothing. And boom, next thing you know, people are like, I can identify with that. And because we're all in the same boat, we're all in the same boat, trying to keep it afloat. Because that's a situation, everybody's like, boom, I rock with that. And next thing you know, you got people saying, I got a couple dollars on that. Bang. Now you got yourself a little something else going on. And that's just that really how it is. I mean, when you look at rap, you notice a lot of people, they don't want to leave the hood. Like they come up in that environment and they always talking about going back home. They're like, I want to go back home or I don't want to leave. Nowadays, like the new youngins, they gotta leave because once they get that money and they shine, and somebody comes and kills them. Young Dolph got killed in his own hood going to get some cookies. Nah, not anymore. Not anymore. You have good opportunities over here, but not anymore. Yeah, if you come up shining over here, somebody's going to take what's yours. Yeah, policies. We were talking about the WMBA. Now we're just talking about, whatever. So whoever just joined. But yeah, WMBA, man, they need more. I'm going to say something else about sports. I'm going to tell you something. That whole Me Too movement, you notice when the Me Too movement was in full swing, all of a sudden, all the sports shows had a woman on it. All of them. The Heard Show. I remember one guy said something about, I don't know if you ever watched the Heard Show. One guy said something about the blonde head chick because she asked him a question. And he was like, why is she asking me a question? And he got upset because he's like, how is this woman qualified to ask me something about a man-dominated sport? And they went off on him. But I was for him. I was like, this is true. You put that woman there simply because of the Me Too movement. Now, every single one of those sports shows has a woman there. Why Shannon Sharp? Why? Shannon and Skip Bayless? Why? Why is that woman sitting between you two? I stopped watching the show because of it. I love me some Shannon Sharp. I love his antics. Love when he brings out the cigar. I love his suits. I mean, the brother still works out. I love his knowledge of the game and how country he is. And he breaks down what was going on while he was on the field, winning Super Bowl, losing. Him and his brother. I love all of it. I love his knowledge. I love when he talks about all the other players. And then Skip has to wait his turn. And then when he finally gets in there, Skip comes out with the numbers because he didn't play, but he's been reporting it for so long. So he has all of this number knowledge. And he hits you with these numbers, and you're just like where all these stats come from? Well, that's Skip's thing. Like he can hit you with a bunch of knowledge that you just did not know from 20, 30 years ago, from Dick Butkus time. A lot of people don't even know who Dick Butkus is. Dick Butkus and Jack Ham and Lambert and all those, and Mean Joe Green, they all played for the Steelers, by the way, except for Butkus. Butkus played for Chicago. But, I mean, you can bring up and then he'll bring all that forward and hit you with this knowledge. And I love to hear that from Skip. But why are we talking to, what's her name, Joy? What is she doing there? Whenever they did that, it turned me completely off. Because for one, it's not their show. They're just hosting it. They get paid, and that's it. We understand that. You get paid. But you did it because the woman cried loud and spared not. There's a bunch of women who said, we need to, be here for no other reason than we're women. There's no reason those women should be there. None. Now, a woman referee or a woman who played the game before or a woman who coached the game before, I'm all about that. Like, I will listen to Venus and Serena commentate about tennis in a heartbeat. I'm with it because they're experts at the game. They have inside knowledge that us regular degglers don't know. That's why we like listening to Mike Ditka. That's why we like, Fran Tarkington. We want to hear from guys like that who played a long time ago and were legends at the game. We want to hear from guys. We want to hear from Jim Brown. Because they played when it was the grit iron, wasn't all the sissy football now. Everything is, let's pray for the person we just knocked out. Let's have this big show. Let's fake the Super Bowls. Super Bowls are fake now. They're so fake. Messed everything up. Super Bowls are fake. You want to explain to me what the Kansas City Chiefs were doing when they had it in the bag? Why their quarterback ran backwards? Fake. Cam Newton wouldn't dive on the ball. Fake. 17 and lost. 17-0 lost in the Super Bowl because you were playing against Peyton Manning. Fake. It's fake. It's all fake. That's why I stopped watching it. But then when they put these women on there, cancel freaking culture. And like I said, if you have a professional skill, I'll watch it. Women skiing, that downhill. I'll watch some downhill. They get broke like everybody else. I'll watch that women's downhill. Yeah. The women's marathon. I done watched some of that too. The women's 800, Keely Hodgkinson running up against a thing Mo, 155. Yeah. I'm with it. Oh yeah, that downhill is the thing, ain't it? That downhill is it. I don't care who's behind the wheel of that. That downhill is it. We love that downhill. I'm all for it. So if a woman comes out and starts to talk about, how she executed her downhill, I'm all ears. Because I can't do it. I can't do it. Women cycling, I watch that too. I'll tell you something else I watch. The women's Ironman. Because that Ironman is the business. Men and women's. Women's Ironman, I watch that. The women's mile, Kipyego. Yeah. Yeah, I watch the women's mile. Women's 3,000, 5,000. Yeah, I watch the women. I like the women's mile. Gide, even though Gide's a cheater. Gide's a cheater. But nonetheless, I'll watch it. Yeah, I like women's sports. I just don't like women's basketball. They don't know how to pass. They don't know how to make a layup, just a decent layup. Well, I'm going to tell you what, it's only there because of the whole womenist movement. WNBA is only there because, you know, the women will go off if they cancel it. But the thing about it is, from a business sense, it's not making any money. So eventually somebody's going to say, we're going to either need to change the look, we're going to change something. There's going to be a change somewhere. But you can't have it a feeding ground for homosexuality and expect everybody to get on board. Because you want homosexuality to be wildly popular, but the point is that it isn't. It's not popular by the majority of people on the planet. There are whole countries who don't want nothing to do with it. Whole countries, whole continents, they don't want nothing to do with it. You don't bring that over here. So you cut out billions of people just by promoting that one of your players is in a same-sex marriage. Brittany Griner, she's married to a woman. You just cut out billions of dollars just by that one person. There's not one NBA player that's married to a man. Not one. There's not one. And the one NFL player that had a boyfriend, he didn't last a season. They got rid of him. Michael Sam's. You probably don't even remember him. They got rid of that dude because of the numbers. They're like, oh, you gotta. And then when he got into the NFL, they showed when he's at home with his family and they did his whole celebration, he turned around and kissed his boyfriend. That was a bad look. That was a terrible look. Because a bunch of heterosexual men and women went, we don't want to see this. And what happened? They turned it to something else. They don't want to see his games. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see it. And listen, when your team is playing Monday Night Football, the biggest night, when your team is playing Monday Night Football and one of your players comes out there a homosexual and your numbers start going down, it's time to get rid of that guy. They put that dude on the practice squad and then they got him out of there. That's what's wrong with the NBA, the WMBA. If you promote more heterosexuality, you'll get more heterosexual audience, because the audience that right now that they're trying to capitalize on and they're trying to cater to is the homosexual LGBT community. And I'm sorry, there's just not enough of them to support the WNBA. There's not enough of them that even care. Heterosexual women, they're not interested. There's nothing there. There's nothing there for a heterosexual woman to watch. It's completely drab to them. It's boring. It's boring. They're not interested in women. There's nothing there. Nothing. but let LeBron James walk into a college. All right, man, get some rest. I'm going to be hitting it too. Thanks for stopping by. Peace. God love you. So do I.